Hey everybody, this is my 10-gallon Pea Puffer tank in my office, and right now my two little puffers right there are waiting for dinner. They see me standing here, they know it's coming, so we're gonna have a little look at them for a moment. Just got done a water change on the tank. I got rid of a lot of the floating vegetation. It was just getting a little thick and overwhelming, and the bottom was getting a little scummy. I really need to get some sort of cleaning type fish in there. I have a rubber lip pleco in quarantine in the basement, and very soon when it's out of quarantine, this is the tank it's going to be going in, and hopefully all that sort of brown crud you see on the back and a little more of the dirt and stuff you can see growing around here and there. And I say dirt, it's not actually dirt, it's various organisms growing here and there in the tank. You can see a good example would be all over my fake cave back here. That'll all get cleaned up once I get a rubber lip in here. At least that's been my experience anyway. I suppose all fish are somewhat different, but in my experience, putting a rubber lip in this tank will clean it right up. My only concern is, will these little puffers leave it alone? I suspect they will. I don't think they're nearly as aggressive as their reputation states, but I've also haven't kept them with any other fish. I've considered it, but I really don't want to try it. So we're going to try it with a little rubber lip pleco and see what happens. Again, I don't think there's going to be any issues with it, but we'll find out, and if there turns out to be issues, I'll just go ahead and pull the rubber lip out. I've got plenty of other tanks that I can put it in. So that's enough of a tease for these little guys. Let's go ahead and get some dinner in there for them. Tonight they're getting their staple food, which is bloodworms. And I used to feed them every day, and I've actually sort of taken to feeding them about every other day now. I might feed them 2 days in a row on occasion, but usually it's every other day. They get a few bloodworms like that thrown in there, and that's about all I feed them. I'm really surprised they didn't come right over and start eating. Now, I turned the light out in the room so that we've got a nice dark room and there's no reflection or anything on the glass, and I am standing right here in front of the tank talking loudly in front of it, so that might be putting them off their dinner a little bit. I don't even see them now. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. They're way down here hiding in this corner. It is amazing how hard it is to spot these little guys when they don't want to be spotted. So that's really interesting that they're not going right after their food like that. Again, I think probably it's because I've got the camera right here in their face. I got the room all darkened out, and they're not really sure what's going on. This is definitely not our normal feeding routine. It's not even the normal feeding time. So I think they're just a little distracted by all that. And again, I did just finish a water change here on this tank. I don't know, half an hour ago maybe, something like that. So they're probably just a little shaken up, a little skittish about what's going on. But that's alright. The worms are in the tank, or the bloodworms are in the tank, and they will now just get on with doing their little thing, which is, you know, what they're doing now. They sort of chase each other around the tank, they investigate stuff, they move around, they hunt. Fascinating little fish. I love watching them. So they'll find those worms. It's no big deal. I might even have still some in there tomorrow morning, and they'll come out and they'll be looking for them and they'll hunt around, and that's why I don't feed them every single day. As long as they have nice full round bellies and they're looking bright and active, I don't really worry about it. Every other day seems to be a fairly appropriate feeding schedule for them, and it's a nice low bioload on the tank too. It's these two tiny little fish, and I put maybe, I don't know, 10 bloodworms, a dozen little bloodworms in there every other day. That's not much bioload. So I'm going to let them get on with it. They're just going to do their little thing and hang out around the tank, but I do like to shoot video of them occasionally. They are really cool little fish. They're absolutely beautiful. They're fun to watch, and they're adorable with tons of personality to boot. So make sure you're subscribed, that way you won't miss any of the videos I've got coming up on this tank or any of my others. Don't forget, this one is my Pea Puffer tank in my office. not to be confused with my brackish tank in the basement, which has a figure 8 puffer in it, which is also awesome and adorable. So thanks again for watching. See you real soon in the next one.